Hello, my name is Steph Antonopoulos, and today I would like to discuss some study habits that are discussed in Peter Brown and Mark A. McDaniel's book, Make It Stick, The Science of Learning. The information that I will be providing you with are some study habits to make for a better learning. In turn, you will avoid wasting time by studying the wrong way. Wrong way would be considered mass practice or cramming, and this gives you a false sense of gratification due to memorization, and it's kind of a short-term way of learning. It does not help in the long term of learning. The three methods of studying that I will be discussing today are retrieval, interleaving, and space practice. These are some great study skills to implement while studying for your exams or tests or quizzes. To begin, retrieval is the process of recalling information. A good way of doing this is by using note cards. Note cards are very useful in the way that you get to write out the information, which again helps solidify the information that you're learning. And an example of this could be putting the information on one side, well, the word, and then also putting the definition on the other side. So to better visualize what I mean by retrieval with note cards, on the front side, maybe have a definition, have your information, and then on the back side, have either a definition or how it relates to the material, something along those terms when you're going back and reviewing. It takes me a second to recall the information with some effort, and that's actually really good because it helps strengthen the memory. The second way of studying is interleaving. And this means that you study different topics or subjects incorporated together to improve learning. A way of practicing interleaving that I use, for example, is by making the flashcards that I have here, and I will put different topics that were covered in organic chemistry. This was from a previous exam, and what I did is I did what starts the reaction and what is required to do the reaction. Another card would be what is acidic levels or how acidic it is, and then another are the steps of the reaction. So you give the name of the reaction to the steps. So I incorporated all three things together and mixed them up in my flashcards. And by doing this, it helps solidify the information that you're learning because, again, it allows some time for forgetting. Forgetting allows for a more effortful recall that will strengthen your memory. And by doing it like this, either with the same subject but different topics or different subjects, it helps you have some time in between you going over the material, so it's not as much as memorization, it's more you remembering the information. And why I find this helpful is because it's great because you're not doing the same thing over and over again, it doesn't become repetitive, and you get to have those memories solidified, so when you see it, you see the card, you have a possibility of so many different topics or so many different subjects as opposed to it just being like, this is acidic, this is not acidic, or you go straight into history, for example. If you have different topics, it's a great way to get your studying even better than you had it before. Lastly, space practice is the complete opposite of mass practice or cramming. What this does, it also allows you to forget the material for a little bit and have a more effortful recall. So instead of cramming on an exam the night before, you can study a few hours, an hour here or there, starting from when you first start the material for the chapter. Then leave the material alone for maybe a day or two and go back to it because it'll have you recall more effortfully than you did previously, so it's not so much as memorization, it's more of a long-term memory being created. For example, what I usually do is I will go over a bunch of practice problems and then I'll leave it for a day or two and then go back to it, and when I'm going over correcting the answers or going back and reworking them, it allowed me to have some time in between to forget what I was doing, and then I'm able to recall it way more efficiently for the exam. So overall, retrieval, interleaving, and space practice require some effort for recall. However, they all better strengthen the memory for the material that you have learned. I hope this video has helped you out a little bit and gave you some good tips on some new study strategies. Also, definitely recommend reading the book Make It Stick because it has definitely helped me in my studying endeavors. Thank you so much.